In this video, I'll show you how to connect your HDMI devices to your Sony AV receiver. So let's get started right away by going on the back of the receiver. The HDMI ports are located on the top left corner. So you're gonna find 4 HDMI in, okay? These are right over here, and 1 HDMI out. Sometimes it's also called TV out. In this TV out HDMI, you're gonna take an HDMI cable and you're gonna connect one end over here. And now it's time to connect your other HDMI devices in these 4 ports. So if you have a gaming console, an Xbox, PlayStation, a TV box, Android box, DVD player, you can connect them randomly over here. It does not matter which port you choose. Each of these ports will have a name. This one is Media Box, BD, this is for Blu-ray DVD, SAT is for satellite, and Game for gaming. But what you're gonna connect in them does not have to be what it says here. This is just a suggestion. And you also don't have to start with the first one and go towards the 4th one. You can plug your first and single HDMI device in the last port. Here I have a Roku stick. You may also have a Chromecast or Fire TV stick, and I'll plug it in the first one over here. I could have plugged it in any of these. Now, if your device also needs power via a USB cable, like this Roku stick, you're gonna find that there's a USB port over here that says power supply, so just connect it there. This USB port will provide power to your HDMI devices if it requires. Now go on the back of your TV and you're gonna search for the HDMI connectors. Mines are over here and this is the label that is in front of them. You're gonna find the HDMI connector that says ARC. You see, mine is HDMI 1, but maybe yours is HDMI 2, 3, or 4. Sometimes it can also say EARC. It's the same thing. So you're going to connect the other end of the HDMI cable that we have previously connected in the back of the receiver in that HDMI port in the back of your TV. Now take your TV remote control and we need to go in the inputs menu. Some TV remote controls will have an input button directly on it. This one does not have such a thing. So I'll go over here, inputs, and you need to choose the input where you have connected the HDMI cable that is connected to the receiver. So if you remember, in my case, it's HDMI number 1. Maybe yours will be HDMI 2, 3, or 4. So I will select HDMI 1. And over here I can see the Roku stick that I have connected in the back of the receiver in the first HDMI port. Now you may also not see anything at this point. What you have to do next is to find the input selector on your Sony AV receiver, and by turning it, or maybe you have buttons to do so, you can change between the different HDMI's connector on the back of the receiver. If you remember, each HDMI port in the back has a different name. So the first one is Media Box in my case, and if I select Media Box, it will say Media Box on my TV, and wait a few seconds, here we go, I get the HDMI devices that is connected in the Media Box HDMI port. If I turn it and I go to the next one, BD DVD, well, I don't have anything. This is why you don't see anything over here on the TV, but this would have been your second HDMI port. You turn it again, you get the SAT CATV, that's the next HDMI port, and then you get game, that's the last HDMI port. So you can have 4 different HDMI devices, and by selecting between these, you'll get them on your TV screen. And now you probably wonder, can I change this name that is displayed over here? Instead of game, can I write, I don't know, PlayStation instead, or Xbox, or DVD, something that makes more sense according to what you have plugged in the back? Well, yes, you can. And I made a separate video that I'll show you right now, how to change the input name on your Sony receiver. By default, these are the names that Sony gave to those inputs on the back: media box, BD, DVD, SAT cat. Obviously, these are maybe not the devices you have plugged in the back, so you would like to put a custom name, right? Well, you need the remote control. Step number one is to actually go on the input you'd like to change. I want to change this one over here, the one that says media box, so I'll press on it. Perfect, it says media box the way it's supposed. Then I'll find the amp menu button on the remote control, this one. I'll press, and then you should see input. If you don't see input, navigate with the up or down arrows until input is on the display. Press the middle button to select it, and now we need to press the down arrow and you should see name in. If you don't see name in, press again on the down arrow until you get this option. Press enter, and now you see we'll be able to edit each letter of this input. So by using the up and down button, you see you'll be able to write something else. So I have typed R. To go to the next letter, you're going to press the right arrow, and now type the next letter simply by again going through all the letter of the alphabet until it's the one that you want. Okay, and don't press enter, press the right side arrow again to go to the next one, and you can even put numbers, whatever. I'm just typing anything here, and once you're done, you're gonna press the enter to register like that, and you see it will stay on the display. So now if I switch, let's say, to the game input, it will say game, and if I click on media box, it won't say media box anymore, it will show the custom name you have input. If you want to edit another input over here, well, you simply need to go on it again. So if you want to edit, let's say this one, SAT cat TV, well, you're gonna go on it, press the amp menu button, select input, go down, select name in, and now you're gonna edit this name. So you need to do this for each input individually. Overall, this is it. I hope my video was helpful. If so, please leave a like, but also leave a comment. This is a great way to support my channel. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.